The judge laughed in Elon Musk's face. Reporters called his defense a joke. But what happened next? No one, not even the court, was ready for. In a courtroom showdown like no other, Elon flipped the entire case on its head. Using memes, data, and one genius move that left the judge stunned silent. This isn't just a legal victory, it's a masterclass in modern genius. Buckle up, because you're about to see how Elon Musk won a trial with logic and Twitter. 1. Order in the court. A trial like no other begins. It started like any other high-profile courtroom drama, but within minutes, jaws dropped across the room. The courtroom was packed. Reporters buzzed. Cameras flashed outside. Elon Musk, the billionaire tech mogul known for launching rockets and electric cars, was facing legal heat once again. This time, it wasn't about Tesla stock or a SpaceX launch. It was about a controversial tweet he had posted, one that allegedly affected stock prices and investor confidence. A group of shareholders had brought a lawsuit against him for market manipulation. As Elon calmly took his seat at the defendant's table, the judge, a sharp, old-school legal mind, opened the session. But when Musk began to explain himself, something unexpected happened. The judge chuckled. Then laughed. Out loud. "Mr. Musk, are you seriously suggesting that a meme can't influence the stock market?" he asked, half smiling. The courtroom laughed along. But they had no idea what was coming next. 2. Elon's calm comeback. "Let me explain, Your Honor." Instead of flinching at the judge's laughter, Elon Musk remained cool, almost unnervingly so. Where most people might have crumbled under public mockery in a courtroom packed with media and high-stakes legal teams, Musk simply smiled. Not smugly. Calmly. Confidently. Then he leaned forward, looked the judge directly in the eyes, and said, "Your Honor, I'm not saying memes don't have power. I'm saying context matters more than content." Suddenly, the courtroom fell into a heavy silence. No more chuckling. No more scribbling from journalists. Everyone leaned in just a little closer. Elon didn't stop there. He requested permission to present a short breakdown, something unconventional. Not a team of lawyers making arguments. Not a bland PowerPoint filled with legal jargon. This was his presentation, crafted personally the night before on his private jet, using a Wi-Fi connection, a digital whiteboard, and his own data analytics tools. What he showed next flipped the entire mood of the courtroom. First, he laid out a simple timeline, on one axis, his public tweets, on the other, the market behavior of Tesla's stock. What looked like a joke at first suddenly became a serious data chart. Each tweet was color-coded based on tone, serious, humorous, cryptic, sarcastic. He paired each tweet with the stock's real-time movement before and after. "Notice," he said, "that in most cases, the price movement preceded my tweet. I wasn't moving the market, I was responding to it. Or, in some cases, joking about it." He then introduced live graphs showing Twitter activity trends, news coverage volume, and trading volume spikes, all aligned precisely with timestamps. It was more advanced than anything the plaintiff's legal team had offered. He didn't just stop at numbers. Elon went into precedent. Quoting previous legal cases, he said, "Public figures do not surrender their right to speak freely simply because their words may ripple through the markets." He argued that holding one individual responsible for natural market reactions to a public statement, especially when not meant as advice, would set a dangerous standard. "If I said I like ice cream, and a dairy company's stock jumps, am I liable for that too?" he asked, raising an eyebrow. Laughter this time came not from mockery, but from subtle acknowledgement that the point made sense. Then came his sharpest argument. "Let's not forget the digital age we live in," he said. "Memes, jokes, sarcasm, these are everyday communication tools now. A tweet isn't always an official statement. Sometimes it's just culture." For a moment, the courtroom didn't feel like a courtroom. It felt like a TED Talk crossed with a tech conference, raw, honest, analytical. Even the judge, once amused, now leaned back in thought, nodding slightly. The expression on his face had shifted, from skepticism to curiosity, even respect. This wasn't just a billionaire defending himself. This was Elon Musk, in his element, turning ridicule into reason, and a courtroom into a classroom. And just like that, the tone of the trial had changed. 3. The genius move, when Elon flipped the narrative. Just when everyone thought Elon Musk had made his point, he delivered a twist that no one in the courtroom saw coming. After calmly and clearly explaining the context of his tweets, Elon signaled to his legal team. The door opened, and in walked a figure few recognized, a data scientist. Not a flashy lawyer. Not a corporate executive. This was someone who worked behind screens and spreadsheets, not in front of cameras. Elon stood and introduced the witness himself. This, he said, is Dr. Kamal Rios, a court-approved independent data analyst. He doesn't work for Tesla, doesn't hold shares, and has no ties to me personally. He's here for one reason only, the truth behind the numbers. Dr. Rios approached the stand and, with quiet confidence, began explaining his findings. His research was extensive. He had analyzed over 10,000 tweets from CEOs, entrepreneurs, and market influencers over the past 5 years. His goal? To identify patterns between tweets and actual stock movement. He had even run simulations. For example, when Elon tweeted something seemingly random, like a meme or a cryptic comment, the data showed no consistent, direct link to stock volatility. In fact, in the majority of cases, the market had already begun reacting before Musk's tweet even went live. To everyone's surprise, the charts showed that market instability triggered tweets, not the other way around. The judge leaned in, intrigued. Are you saying Mr. Musk's social media posts have no effect on Tesla's stock? Dr. Rios clarified, not no effect. But no unique or manipulative effect. His tweets only amplify attention when the market is already volatile. They are reflections, not triggers. Murmurs echoed throughout the courtroom. Then came the moment that flipped the entire case. The judge, now visibly more serious and focused, asked, "So, in your professional opinion, is the plaintiff's argument based more on emotional reaction than statistical fact?" Dr. Rios didn't hesitate. "Yes, Your Honor. The case stems from the perception of influence, not the proof of it." Then Elon stood once more, delivering a quiet but piercing line. "We live in a world where a meme can become news. But that doesn't mean every tweet is a trigger." He paused. "If we begin holding people legally accountable for how others interpret jokes or public comments, we're not protecting markets, we're stifling speech." The silence in the room was absolute. Even members of the plaintiff's side exchanged nervous glances. Their strongest argument, that Elon's online presence unfairly swayed the market, was unraveling fast. What had started as a confident attack on Musk's social media behavior was now looking more like a misjudgment of the digital era. Elon hadn't just defended himself. He had introduced data, logic, and objectivity into a case built on assumption and emotion. This wasn't just legal defense, it was a strategic, intellectual turning point. A masterstroke in narrative control. A reminder that, when everyone expects chaos from Elon Musk, he sometimes delivers clarity instead. 4. The verdict, a shocking decision. After 2 full days of intense courtroom action, the atmosphere was electric. Inside the grand courtroom, not a single seat was empty. Outside, cameras rolled and news vans lined the streets. Social media was ablaze with hashtags like #MuskInCourt and #ElonTrialTwist trending worldwide. Everyone, from investors to internet trolls, was waiting for the final outcome. The judge had asked for a short recess to deliberate, and now, he returned to the bench with a thick stack of notes and a stern expression on his face. The room fell silent. Even the air seemed to pause. Reporters gripped their pens. The plaintiffs looked anxious. Elon Musk sat calmly, as if he were waiting for a rocket launch countdown, not a court ruling that could have severely damaged his reputation and businesses. The judge cleared his throat and began. After careful consideration of the evidence, witness testimony, and legal arguments presented over the past 2 days, this court has reached a conclusion. He paused. For a brief moment, the world held its breath. This court finds Mr. Elon Musk not liable for market manipulation. Gasps erupted. A wave of murmurs swept across the room. One of the plaintiffs visibly slumped in disappointment. Musk's legal team nodded respectfully, with quiet smiles of relief. But the biggest surprise was yet to come. The same judge who had laughed at Musk's defense on day one now looked directly at him, and this time, his expression had changed from amusement to something closer to admiration. This case, the judge continued, has reminded us all that the law must evolve with the world we live in. What was once considered informal or irrelevant, like tweets and memes, now holds real-world impact. But impact alone does not imply intent. Mr. Musk's defense was not only valid, it was visionary. The statement hit like a thunderclap. It wasn't just a legal victory. It was a recognition, a validation that Elon Musk hadn't just walked into court to win a case. He had walked in to challenge the very way the legal system interprets communication in the digital age. The judge leaned back, closed his folder, and simply said, "Court is adjourned." Elon Musk stood up slowly, buttoned his jacket, and gave a single respectful nod to the judge. No fist pumps. No celebration. Just quiet confidence, like a man who had faced a rocket malfunction and solved it mid-flight. As Musk exited the courtroom, the doors swung open to chaos. Reporters swarmed him like bees to honey. "Mr. Musk, what do you have to say about the verdict? Did you expect to win? What will you tweet next?" But Elon kept walking until he reached the top of the courthouse steps. He paused, looked out over the crowd of flashing lights and raised microphones, and offered just 6 words. "Sometimes, logic beats the drama." And with that, he turned and walked away. That moment went viral in seconds. The clip of Elon calmly walking away, paired with the quote, was shared across platforms from TikTok to CNBC. Memes exploded. One showed Musk holding the scales of justice in one hand and a phone in the other, with the caption, "Defeated in court? Nope. Just tweeted through it." But beyond the media frenzy, the ruling had real implications. Legal analysts scrambled to interpret the verdict's long-term impact. On one hand, it had spared Elon a hefty financial penalty and a PR nightmare. On the other, it sparked a serious debate in legal and financial communities about how digital communication, especially from influential figures, should be judged moving forward. Some critics warned that the ruling might encourage other CEOs to be careless on social media. Others praised it as a win for free speech in a digital world. One law professor put it best. This wasn't just a court case. It was a wake-up call. If the internet is the new courtroom of public opinion, Elon Musk just taught us all how to stand trial, and win. Meanwhile, Tesla's stock, which had dipped slightly at the start of the trial, shot back up within hours of the verdict. Investors celebrated. SpaceX announced another successful satellite launch. And Elon? He posted a meme later that night of a judge with laser eyes and sunglasses, captioned, "The real MVP." Was it cheeky? Absolutely. But it was also classic Musk, disruptive, defiant, and somehow always 10 steps ahead. In the end, the case that began with laughter ended with a lesson. And in the courtroom, just like in business and space travel, Elon Musk once again proved, underestimate him at your own risk. 5. The aftermath, how Elon changed more than just his case. The case made headlines worldwide. Legal experts debated whether Elon Musk had just set a new legal precedent for how social media is treated in financial lawsuits. Others called him the first CEO of the meme generation. One law professor even said, "We witnessed the birth of a new kind of courtroom argument, part legal, part digital, part genius." Investors celebrated the win. Tesla stock climbed. SpaceX launched another satellite. And Elon? He tweeted a meme of a judge wearing sunglasses with the caption, "When you win the case and the internet." Was it cocky? Maybe. Was it genius? Absolutely. Because once again, Elon Musk had turned what looked like a PR disaster into a public victory, and reminded the world that being underestimated can be your greatest advantage.